I'm Cliff Cooper, and with my company Orange, we built the bandstand at Strawberry Fields and we donated it to the Salvation Army, and it's all in the cause of peace and love, which was what John Lennon wanted, and also the Salvation Army wanted as well.
I'm Jerry Goldman. I guess I could be called the godfather of this place. I was here at conception 8 years ago and seen it through to this wonderful day today. I was just remembering how I asked Cliff about 8 years ago, would he like to donate to a project called Strawberry Field? And he said, not money, but I'll give something in kind. And here we are, 8 years later, with this amazing bandstand. It's hard to believe that it's happened, but here we are. And it's been an amazing day, and it's just the beginning of something great.
Well, the Salvation Army called me one day and said, would I like to be an honorary patron of the Strawberry Field project in Liverpool? I remember my father told me, because he was in the First World War, and when he came back, food was scarce, work was scarce, and it was the Salvation Army who helped him find a job as a window cleaner. And they were very kind to him and to everybody else, and he never forgot that. So when the Salvation asked me to become patron of the Strawberry Fields project, I immediately said yes, you know. And I went away to think how I could help, the best way to help, and I thought perhaps if I could build a bandstand in Strawberry Fields, of course that was where John Lennon played as a boy, that would be a really good thing to bring music into Strawberry Fields.
I'm Peter McElhager from PMC Squared. I was the project manager for this fantastic and very unique bandstand in Strawberry Field. I got a phone call from contact in the industry saying they needed somebody who could maybe understand how to take on this challenge. And we took a very soft bit of ground and we designed this bandstand, which is basically a drum at an angle, and all the physics says it wants to fall over. And we basically worked our way through lots of engineering and mathematics to get it to stand upright. And then we put this fantastic render and skin around it and dressed it like a drum, just like the Beatles. And then we started to put all this kit into it to make it into not just a bandstand, but really an outdoor stage for outdoor events to really celebrate music and celebrate Strawberry Field and just celebrate culture and love.
We drew up pictures and we asked the Salvation Army and they agreed. That took 3 years to build, and today the bandstand is finished. I'm really pleased, it turned out really well. It's got a professional PA system, JBL PA system. It's got multi-track recording facilities. There's broadcast facilities, streaming facilities, and of course internet. So that with electric drapes, and it's a really high-tech bandstand, and I feel really proud that we were able to do this.
My name's Mick Dines and I've worked with Orange since 1968. During 2018, Cliff told me that he was planning to make a donation to the Salvation Army. The brief was it needed to be connected with John Lennon, the Beatles, and of course Strawberry Field. In 1968, the Beatles released Strawberry Fields Forever, and later that year they released the iconic Sgt. Pepper's Lonely Hearts Club Band album. On that album sleeve was a bass drum, and I came up with the idea of building our bandstand based upon that drum. I'd recently been to New York and visited the Strawberry Field Memorial site for John Lennon, which is opposite the Dakota building where he was shot. The tear-shaped gardens were funded by Yoko Ono, and the Mayor of Naples donated the Imagine mosaic. This mosaic is about 3 metres in diameter, and I knew straight away this had to be the floor of our bandstand. As the building work progressed, so new ideas and additions were made, and Cliff never ever said no, irrespective of cost. For me personally, it's just been such a pleasure to be involved in this project, and I'd like to thank Orange Amps and for Cliff for making it possible.
Strawberry Field, I mean, how do you even state the importance of this place in the history of the Beatles, and therefore the history of popular culture and popular music? And of course, John Lennon grew up right over there somewhere and came and played here when he was a child. So today, Cliff Cooper of Orange Amplifiers, where I work, Cliff has been the driving force behind creating this beautiful bandstand, and it gives performers a place to come perform, but it's all very high tech, so they can be performing on stage at a moderate volume so that people can walk around, do the tour of Strawberry Field, see the beautiful school, and still listen to the music. So it's a beautiful thing, and it was really an inspired idea, but to see it actually happen and unveiled today was really fabulous. And there's been young artists all day getting up and playing, and we've just had a great time of it. So that's my impressions of the day. A beautiful sunshine day. Everybody here has been fabulous. The Salvation Army people that are in control of the property have been absolutely fabulous partners and have treated us like family. And it's been a great afternoon, and I feel very proud to have some small role in the creation of the bandstand and the bigger picture, the school, this project which helps young learning disabled kids to gain independence and to have a future. It's a beautiful thing, so thank you.
And I'd like to thank all the other people as well that were helping to build this bandstand. There's a great atmosphere amongst the people that built it. You know, they all were helping each other, and I think that's the magic of Strawberry Field. It's where they're promoting from the bandstand and all over, which John Lennon wanted, was peace and love around the world. And I feel so proud to be a part of that.
Hello, I'm James Wilkinson, and I've done the art for the bandstand, particularly the back of the stage, which I started after Cliff called me, that must be about 5 years ago, and said he had this idea. In my head I thought it was an amphitheatre, not a bandstand, so I sent some designs for an amphitheatre. And then about 2 years later Cliff rang me and said, we're doing it. And so I started work, and it was painted onto wood panel originally. And the discs were designed on computer, apart from the dove, which was airbrushed. First airbrushing I'd done in 30 years. But it has all come together today, which has been fantastic, and thanks to Cliff for his initial vision, thanks to Mick for his creativity with turning it into a drum, and I'm glad that everything's come together today because it's been beautiful.
It's the Salvation Army in Liverpool. They're in Strawberry Field, and they own Strawberry Field, and they do charity work with people out of work who are underprivileged, and help to teach them to get work and get back into society. It's a lovely thing that they do, and the whole place, I have to say this afternoon, everybody's so kind. It's just a lovely feeling of peace and tranquility in the whole of Strawberry Fields.
Hello, I'm Ruby J, singer-songwriter. I've just played the bandstand in Strawberry Fields in Liverpool, and it was lovely, it's amazing. Had a really good time. Yeah, the Beatles, what a band, where do I start? They're definitely an influence in every musician's life, because they were just one of the best and created so many amazing songs. Songwriters, they were all brilliant songwriters. Me and my dad have been watching the Beatles documentary Get Back on repeat ever since it came out. We're probably on our 5th rewatch now. I think it's such an amazing piece of like TV to be able to sit in sit in and watch the Beatles in session and do their thing. It's amazing. But yeah, the Beatles are definitely very special for me as an artist, as a songwriter and a musician. They definitely are in everyone's. And even if you're not a musician, you've got to love the Beatles. What a band.
I have to say, we got here, we didn't know whether to expect rain or weather, but it's been a glorious sunny afternoon, beautiful. Bands played on the bandstand, which the sound was good. It was just a really perfect day. So time now is 6 o'clock. We're heading back to the hotel and getting ready to prepare to go back in the morning back to London. But it's been absolutely a lovely day, and I feel so happy that everything went exactly according to plan. Thank you.